My name is Jay Winchester, and I will be doing Chapter 4, Who is Winning? Just to give a little background on myself, I have been employed with Cherokee Central Schools for going on 6 years, and I am the coordinator over the Community Affairs Department. So, who is winning? And I say this is a very good question. Understanding the transition between eras, creating opportunities for enormous economic value creation. This is a result of two factors. On the one hand, its disruptive innovation opened up new sources of opportunity that did not exist before. Then on the other side, they may have shifted the playing field, such as the capabilities and assets that allow players to win in the past may no longer be the ones that define success in the future. As a result, these two factors, the subsequent era's wealth creation is potentially open to new players who are bringing in new capabilities and resources that are more relevant for the next era. Meanwhile, for those who do not embrace the realities of the new era, times of transition can become periods of mass economic value destruction. The transition that we are living through is already the greatest economic value creation opportunity that the world has ever seen. First, the population in the world is larger than it has ever been. When we went through prior transitions between eras, the Earth supported a much smaller human population than we do now. Right now, we're looking at entering as a global population entering around 8 billion. This means we have a much larger number of people passing through the transition than ever before. Second, we have the economic activity of the world is also higher than it has ever witnessed through the measure of the GDP per capita. The absolute economic output of the world has never been larger. This means the economic profit pool is being impacted at a far larger than in the past. Last, we have that the world is more globally connected than it has ever been in the past. Addressable markets are larger, and new technologies have the opportunity to capture more profits by serving more people from the moment that they are launched. So, taking that the population is larger than ever, the combined economic activity is greater than ever, and the globalization is at an unprecedented level, are the reasons why we expect the current time of transition should represent a larger value creation opportunity than any time before. The world is entering its greatest economic value creation phase of all. Now we're going to talk about the top 10 companies, innovative companies, that we have seen been born in the transition to the fifth era or who have fully embraced it. The top 5 are Apple, Alphabet/Google, 3M, which is the oldest company in the top 5, Tesla Motors, which is the newest company, and Amazon. Out of these companies, out of the list of the most innovative companies, 6 are headquartered in western United States, with 4 in California in the San Francisco Bay Area, and 2 in Washington State. The majority of large companies in the world today are public companies, and as a result, their market capitalization can be measured in the public markets. For the last 100 years or so, the most valuable companies on those lists were industrial companies and resource-heavy companies. They were big industrial companies such as General Electric and IBM in America. They were the large resource-heavy companies such as the oil majors, including ExxonMobil and Shell, and more recently, the Chinese oil company. Today, if we review the list of the world's most valuable companies by market capitalization, it looks a lot different. No less than 5 of the 6 most valuable companies in the world are also on our list of the most innovative companies. They are Alphabet/Google, Amazon, Apple, Facebook, and Microsoft. Only Tesla, the newest company of the most innovative rankings, fails to also make it in the list of most valuable companies. These companies, Apple, Alphabet, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and Facebook in particular, have risen to become the most valuable companies in the world, and that's not simply because they have large revenues and profit pools today. Another reason why these companies are so valuable is because the world's investors view them as companies best positioned in the capitalization of the coming fifth era, which is evidence of their high PE ratios and the expectations of a great deal of the future growth that these companies will capture. No less than 5 of these 6 most valuable companies in the world today are technology companies, and additional technology companies fill out the list further down the rankings beyond the top 10. Not only are they the most valuable companies in the world, technology companies, but most of them are new fifth era technology companies with more of a leg in the new fifth era world. In the connection interactive world as described, and a relatively smaller foot in the industry era computing phases, although Apple and Microsoft began the computer phase of the industrial era. So, with the three observations that the world's most valuable companies are today's fifth era technology companies, that the public market investors expect these companies to show the greatest growth of the large companies in the world, and that these companies in themselves are betting so heavily on the new eras of disruptive innovation, should not be taken lightly. But this is the first of many observations that will make and why this transition phase is already providing to be the world's greatest wealth creation opportunity. Now that I've kind of given you an overview of the chapter, I would like to go in and just kind of give my last final opinion on, or my thoughts on the chapter, and something that I guess during the pandemic that I really stuck out to me, because we didn't have a whole lot to do. I was working, but just as far as just looking at things from a business standpoint, it blew my mind, the release of the PS5 and the Xbox X, I think. Just how crazy it all was. And I think that kind of goes along with population and talking about the ease of access that we have to communicating. They were able to drop those suckers and sell out within minutes. The lines, the queues. I think I sat in a queue for 4 hours, just hoping I'd be one of the however many to get it, knowing deep down I wasn't going to, but that all these hundreds of thousands of people knew to be at that moment online to purchase that one product just absolutely blew my mind. And that's just something I like to look at when I look at assessing or kind of just reflecting on how things are going right now in this time. But that is my summary of chapter 4, and I thank you all for listening.